Hello, guys. Welcome to you all. Sorry, first of all, to keep you all waiting. We are just waiting for certain participants. So, yes, thank you very much, first of all, everyone, for your time today for this wonderful session. So, we'll start the session now. So, please present the slides. So, guys, as we have been waiting for quite some time regarding the webinar today, so the subject of the webinar today is why is now the time to study in Canada? So, yes. So, the goal of today's webinar is to help individuals, including students, working professionals, and parents realize why now is the time to study and immigrate in Canada. So, if you're an individual between ages of 18 and 40, trust me, this is going to be an eye opener for you through all the information that we are going to share during the webinar. So, the agenda for today's presentation is, first of all, we'll walk you guys over with my introduction. Then after, we'll go through the subject of why to go to Canada this year, or at least apply and plan for Canada. The next, we will demonstrate why you should hire a professional like Rooton. And then after, we'll have the question and answer session. So if you guys have any question, guys, please post it in the chats that you have so that we'll go through your questions once I'm done with the webinar. And finally, we'll have the closing session. Okay? Perfect. So I hope, guys, you can hear me. Just 1 second. So please send a hi if you can hear me well, guys. No audio, Nupur. So I think Nupur, if you can check, like if you can turn on the microphone, if you go, it should be okay. I think yes, guys. So others we can see. Perfect. Okay. All right. For most of them, you can hear. So I'll continue the discussion here. So, guys, my name is Ronak Patel, and I'm the founder and CEO of Rooton Immigration Consultants. I have been living in Canada for past 10 years, and now I'm a Canadian citizen. So, if I speak about my international journey, I was working at in fact, more than 12 years ago now, since 2009, where I was teaching international students for their language proficiency as well as competitive exams such as IELTS, GRE, GMAT, SAT. During the same time, my passion for helping international students and foreign workers increased more and more. And also at the same time, I used to research a lot on Canadian education and life after that. And hence, I got more and more interested. So this is when I was also a student at SCAT College in Surat, where I was pursuing my Bachelor's of Engineering in Information Technology. So after my graduation, I decided to pursue my Master's in Software Engineering. So I graduated in 2014, and during the same time, I was also helping international residents in parallel. So all in all, like after 2014, after my graduation, I was working for the past 5 years as a software engineer in different positions, such as a software developer, and a mobile developer, and most recently I was working as a project manager for a software company based in Montreal. And I was managing teams in Ukraine and Canada. Now, like while I was juggling with both the business as well as the job, it was getting more and more difficult for me to manage my time there, as now we were also growing. Hence, I had to take this tough call whether to continue for my job or to focus full time on my business. And hence, because of my passion to help more and more international students and temporary residents and foreign workers, this is why I resigned from my position last February or March 2020. And since then, I have been focusing full time on this business. And at present, I am here for a trip to India, and this is where we are conducting the webinar from. So I specialize in Canadian immigration for past 12 years. And to demonstrate how serious I am when it concerns Canadian immigration system. Our firm only specializes in Canadian immigration. We don't how should I say, we don't engage ourselves in immigration to other countries, and we have our own reasons for the same. Besides, I'm also a licensed Canadian immigration consultant. In Canada, it is called Regulated Canadian Immigration Consultant, and you can verify my status online. My license number is R529956, and I have been a regulated Canadian immigration consultant for almost 5 years now. So yes, so that was about me, guys. So next we'll go to the hot topic of discussion today, which has been popular for us during our sales calls with most of our recent clients. So this is why we thought that we would like to create this awareness amongst our students, amongst our inquiries and other clients. So guys, why study in Canada now? Like, why has this time become more important than ever to think of studying in Canada? So first of all, many of you would already agree with me that Canada offers an excellent quality of education. So most of the institutions, largely I would say at least 80 to 85% of the institutions, they offer excellent quality of education, considering the faculty to student ratio, considering the infrastructure that they offer, considering the inclusivity of diverse cultures and the flexibility that they offer to students. Hence, they offer an excellent quality of education. Besides, as again, many of you might again also be aware that the tuition fees are low compared to other countries such as USA, UK, and Australia. So a typical range, an average tuition fees for a Canadian institution ranges from $15,000 to $18,000 per annum, and it could go pretty high in cases of very top-notch universities. However, in certain cases, it could also go as low as like $10,000 per annum. But there are only a few institutions that could offer such low tuition fees. Correct? And it also depends on eligibility criteria, whether you're eligible for the programs that they offer or not. Now, another reason why I insist on studying in Canada now, or at least thinking of applying now, is because, as you might have seen, that Canada has launched a post-graduation work permit, I wouldn't say program, they introduced a temporary public policy that allows international students to apply for post-graduation work permit even if they studied online. So ideally, when they started with this public policy, they mentioned that students, this public policy actually came in effect in summer of 2020. So it was around, I guess, May or June 2020 and after. So if you are an international student, you got your visa and you are not able to travel to Canada, then you could study online for the duration of the year until December 2020 previously. And you would be eligible for your post-graduation work permit, despite of the fact that you studied online. And now this has been extended because of various reasons that institutions, schools, and colleges in Canada, they are trying to adapt themselves to accommodate students to this new reality caused by COVID-19. And hence, I would say, guys, there are several benefits of online education. I completely and totally agree with you that the reason why international students are paying these high tuition fees is to avail the Canadian experience by being able to travel to Canada and exploring temporary, like part-time work permit opportunities and exploring beautiful Canada. However, considering the time now, based on my experience for the past 12 years, what I would recommend is to be patient for a while and complete your studies as much as you can online. The reason why I say this is because there are several reasons. We'll see in the next slide too. You could save on rent. You could continue your education, especially for working professionals who are earning good salaries here in India. They could continue their jobs and also study online, because there are many institutions that offer classes like three days, 2 to 3 days a week, depending on the duration of the program. Okay, so this was a great benefit that was launched by Canada, supporting international students, that if you study online, you get post-graduation work permit. Next, recently they also came up with this new work permit for up to 18 months for post-graduation work permit holders. So let's say you are an international student more than a year ago, let's say in 2017, 2018, and you graduated. Doesn't matter whether you were you graduated from a 1-year program or a 2 years program, but after your graduation, you had 1 year work permit or up to 3 years, depending on the length of your program that you studied at your DLI institution. So let's say if your post-graduation work permit expired on January 30, 2020 and after, and you are still in Canada, or your post-graduation work permit expires within the next 4 months of your application time, then you are eligible to apply for this free open work permit, a one-time open work permit for up to 18 months. So what happened for one of our clients, because she trusted us, she could not afford, for several reasons, a 2 years program. Hence, we advise her to at least start with a 1 year program and then after continue with the 1 year work permit. She was well aware that a 1 year program would lead her to 1 year open work permit and a 2 years program would lead her to a 3 years open work permit. However, she chose considering her circumstances, and we completely respect that. So she started working with an employer during this time, and unfortunately, her work permit was about to expire in February 2021. So she was supposed to leave Canada because the employer was not ready to extend due to the LMI and complications caused by closed work permit applications and ESDC and all of that, which could take up to 6 months. So the client was frustrated. Now, all of a sudden, this policy came into picture, which was a blessing in disguise, I would say. And under this program, because her work permit was expiring in February 21, she was eligible to apply for this 18 months post-graduation work permit. And within 2 to 3 weeks of application, she was already offered 18 months of work permit. Now, the great advantage that we got is because it was a strategic plan that we had prepared since the time she was studying, that how we would apply for her express entry application for permanent residency. So we were ready with her IELTS, we were ready with her WACE and ECA and everything. So we had already submitted her application in the express entry system for permanent residency. And fortunately, she got an invitation during this time. And the great advantage that she got due to this 18 months post-graduation work permit, she did not have to leave Canada. And this was, if we go back once again to where she came from, she thought to study a 1 year program 2 years ago because she could not afford 2 years program. So many a times you have to be practical. You have to strike the balance between your need and your want and take certain decisions that, yeah, considering my circumstances, what are my choices? If it's 1 year, I'll go for a 1 year program. Yes, maybe 1 year later, if my financial situation improves, I could take another continued 1 year program. There is still a possibility, right? And then you could extend it. And as we are licensed consultants, we help our clients not only for student visas, but we help our clients for post-graduation work permit, for temporary resident visas, for study permit extensions, for co-op work permits, for any doubts that they may have while they're continuing their education in Canada. So this is why it is important to work with a licensed firm and people who are very professional in the business. Okay. Next, guys. Another important thing that I would like to mention here. Sorry, I would just take a moment. Yes. So if you guys are following the trends in Canadian immigration for the past 1 year or so, governments all across the world, may it be USA, UK, Australia, or any other countries you may consider, they have either stopped their operations to a larger extent for international students or permanent residents or other foreign workers, or they are working with a limited or reduced capacity, which is pretty much evident also in Canada. However, the resilience with which Canadian immigration system has come back is outstanding, and it's I would say it is definitely commendable. The reason why I would say that is because they have continued to process temporary resident applications and permanent residency applications during the same time, and they are adapting their processes. So, being a licensed consultant, I keep on engaging myself in regular government sessions or regular webinars that are industry webinars to keep myself up to date with the industry trends so that our clients could benefit. So during this time, we came to know that Canada has launched various online platforms to digitize applications that they were not digitizing previously. So it also adds an overload on them. Yes, if we consider now, many of the students are waiting for the decision, and I understand the frustration of students that they are waiting for 3 months, 6 months, and they have still not received a decision on the study permit application. However, I would just request them to stay a little patient, and for sure, Canada is having your back. Just be patient for some time. The resilience and the new programs that it launches every now and then during this uncertain time, it shows the supporting system of Canada's immigration system. And I would highly say that Canadian immigration system is a world-class leader in this sector. Okay? And the reason again to support this is in my next slide. So here we go. Canada in last, I would say October 2020, they came up with this news that IRCC will welcome 401,000 new permanent residents in 2021. 411,000 new permanent residents in 2022 and 421,000 in 2023. So they have already published their goal. Now, the point of discussion here is that we don't know how or what kind of policies they are going to come up with. But considering that, let's say if you are an international student now, let's say in fall 2021 or winter 2021, then you may graduate by 2023 and you shall also be looking for post-graduation work permit. If you get your jobs, there are plenty of immigration programs that could support you. Also, let's say if you're more than one year of work experience in Canada or abroad, you could study during the same time and also apply for your permanent residency. So there are plenty of options available there too. So this is what the government has come up with, the new programs. Now, during the same time, I would like to speak some words about, especially for working professionals. So for working professionals, if you're studying online at present, you could save your salaries. Why? Because you can work, as I said earlier, and you can also study at the same time during different timings, because obviously Canadian and Indian timings are different. You could save your student GIC and also your rent in Canada, because rent in Canada, no doubt, is cheaper than other countries. However, it is still you're saving dollars while you're studying from India as much as you can. Correct? Besides that, education is free for children less than 18 years or younger if they're applying with applicant. What does this mean? If you're a parent with children and either of you is planning to study in Canada, most of the students who are studying at a public institution, they get free education for the duration of the program until the student is studying. So let's say if the student is studying, a mother is studying for 2 years, then the child also gets the free work permit, free study permit, or free visitor record for 2 years. So they can study for free. The daycare system is also very subsidized, so that if the mother is studying, then the child can study in a daycare. And also a great benefit that comes along with this is for the parent, like the spouse. So a spouse could apply for a post-graduation work permit, spousal open work permit. So with the spousal open work permit, a spouse gets up to 2 years of work permit or up to the length of the applicant's study permit. And this is an open work permit that the spouse of the international student gets if they're applying for the open work permit. So this is again a great benefit while your wife or husband or your spouse is studying. At the same time, your other partner could start working, and it could be any job. They can work full time, more than 40 hours a week if they desire to. Now, the most important program and the most exciting one that they came up with very recently, I would say less than a week ago, actually, or like 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago, is they launched 6 new PR pathway programs for essential workers and international graduates. So what does these 6 new programs include is essentially is that IRCC came up with the policy that international workers like essential healthcare workers and other workers working in essential occupations like it could be a cashier to keep the business running, or it could be a technician or electrician or instrumentation technician. There's various categories and worker categories under this program. But if you're under such category, or if you are an international student who has graduated after like 2017 January, you are eligible under this new pathway. And in essence, the 2 basic criteria of the essential workers versus international graduates. So they're going to accept 90,000 essential workers and international graduates as permanent residents under these 2 categories. Now, if we focus on the international graduates category, under which they're going to accept 40,000 international students, international graduates, is that you should have completed a program that is either 8 months in length or more. However, the combined length of 2 programs should be 16 months and above. So if your program duration is 16 months and above, essentially, in most of the cases, this is one criteria. Another criteria is that you need to get your language proficiency test to a level of CLB 5. Yes, guys, I repeat, it is CLB 5. What does CLB 5 means? It's an equivalent of IELTS general score of 5 bands in each individual section, and in reading it is equivalent to 4 bands. So guys, if you are aware of the Express Entry system always had like in most cases they require a very good language score of 8,777 section. So listening 8 and 7 each in each different section. So if you are an international student and you graduated and you are presently working, you should be working. It doesn't matter that you need to have 1 year of work experience or not. You should be presently working full time. So if you meet these criteria and you are presently in Canada, then you are eligible under this program. More details of this new program are yet to come soon in the next week or so, because this program is going to launch on 6th of May and the program would end on 5th of November 2021. For now, they might again extend it, we may never know, because they are going to accept 401,000 new permanent residents this year, but they have already accepted many previously, so we'll have to see what happens next. So this is again one more reason for you guys to think whether you should start thinking of applying for student visa for now or not, unless you are having possibilities of applying under various other programs. If you think you're ineligible, I would highly recommend to consider studying in Canada. Also, we did a lot of research recently with other immigration firms. Most of the time, what happens is that individuals are so desperate to go to Canada that they sign up with various immigration agencies without even seeing that they are eligible or not, without even having given the IELTS exam of general, without even seeing their score, without even having the educational credential assessment. And then what happens is that they tend to spend a lot of money there. They spend like 30 to 50,000 Indian rupees around $1,000 just as deposit, and it's not even the money. What the problem here is the effect. What happens is that you tend to wait on your agent, and then it takes 6 months, a year, or up to 2 years, and then you are just waiting because you're waiting for the draw to happen, and your score would come around like 300 to 350 CRS, which is not even close to how Canada is conducting draws. So please, guys, whether you work with us or not, please do your due diligence before hiring any agent. Do some homework. Okay, so this was about the international graduate category. Now, let's say other category of workers, essential workers. If you're in the healthcare sector, it may be if you're a dentist, dental assistant, chiropractor, any physician, any healthcare assistant, healthcare administrator, or other technical trades. People are into technical trades, which are also a necessity during these times, because if you have a leaking tap, you need a plumber. You cannot avoid that. Doesn't matter if it's COVID-19 or not. Hence, Canada has respected and the way of rewarding them is by launching these new programs. Under the essential worker category, they will be accepting 20,000 applications under the essential healthcare workers and up to 30,000 applications under the other essential occupations like cashier and general worker, labor, janitor, and whatnot. Various other institutions, customer service representative, and various information professions. So under that category, you just need to have 1 year of Canadian experience. And the language score that you need is CLB4. So if it's CLB4, it's like 4 bands in each individual section, which is really, really very much doable, even if you have scored less previously. So this is again a beauty of the program. So next, guys. So, and the very interesting, guys, that we have for you is please stay till the end, so that we also have some great, I would say, not promotions or offers, it's great deals if you really are willing to consider at this point to go to Canada. So please stay till the end. Thanks. So next again, I would like to mention about the most recent financial aid that the Kenyan government offered to workers working during the period of COVID-19, and actually people who lost their jobs due to COVID-19. So the Canadian government was supportive enough, and it was offering them $2,000 a month up to 6 months for individuals who had lost their jobs and who had a previous income of $5,000 or more. So this was a great way of thanking workers during this time who were driving the economy of Canada. And also, guys, especially once again for individuals who are working professionals, and let's say if you're individuals who have refused cases previously, or you have you're about 35 years of age or up to 40 years of age or even more, we have received student visa approval for students who are 42 years of age recently, a couple of months ago. And most recently, we got a student visa approval for a client. She was 33 years old, and she had 5.5 in IELTS 2 and overall 6. So she was still able to get her study visa. And now the other benefit is that we are going to apply for her spouse along with her child. So if you have some sort of challenges, let's say you had previous refusals, and we'll just also take a moment a little later to invite a client to speak about the most recent review about a very recent challenging case, again from Quebec, who secured a student visa. And it was less than a week ago. And he had an offer from a Quebec-based institution. And we'll talk about this in a little while. So if let's say your IELTS score is eligible but not that great, if you have some gap during your previous professional history, if you have previous visa refusals, if you have various years of professional gap, more than 5 years, 8 years, I think you should definitely give it a try if you don't have any other option to go to Canada. So chances of student visa success for challenging clients are high during these times. Why? Because During this time, the Canadian economy is also affected. Hence, the way to drive the economy is through education, because international students pay international tuition fees, guys. And also at the same time, Canadian education brings international education brings $15 billion to the Canadian government. So it is indeed a big industry, and hence international students are very important to the government of Canada. Hence, this is why during this time, as the applicants might be low during this uncertain time, challenging clients should give it a try. And I really would recommend that. Perfect. So next, I would like to read out this quote from the Minister of Immigration, IRCC Canada, on April 14th, 2021. So the Honorable Minister Marco Mendicino, what he quoted on April 14th is, our message to them is simple. Your status may be temporary, but your contributions are lasting, and we want you to stay. Guys, they are literally telling you in your face that we really want you guys to stay. However, under the temporary resident policy, yes, you do have to show your intention to return back to your home country once you complete your studies. Even then, they have various pathways under which, if you're eligible, they really want you to stay. Hence, you should definitely consider this. And this is once again, why I would say now is the time to study in Canada. So guys, that was about why you should think of studying now in Canada. And now we'll take, I won't take a lot of time here, because you could review our website, you could go through our Facebook page, you could check our reviews, our previous clients, of what kind of clients have we dealt with. Like what kind of challenging cases have we dealt with? So the reason why you should consider not even hiring Rooton, but just consider in the beginning is that the reason for the same is that we are very much customer centric. So if I speak about myself, I was a working professional a while ago as a project manager, and I was having a very decent salary of more than $65,000 a year. However, I have resigned from that job and I'm focusing full time on this business because I really want to help international workers, families, and international residents immigrate to Canada in the most efficient and optimal manner possible. And also, the immigration industry has been, I would say, to a larger extent, unethical, and the practices that most agents, unauthorized or ghost agents, are having are not very customer friendly. And this is why the sole reason for, or it is a motto, it is a mission that we should provide customer centric solutions. So every team member is very well aware of the fact. So we give individualized attention to each and every client, the disregard of their age or challenge or whatsoever. We deal with all the clients differently because we know every case is different. So it doesn't matter. For us, quantity is not important. What is important is our quality. Why? Because we know that every client is different here. For some, it's just about studying. For others, it is about permanent residency. And for remaining, it is about good international education. So we treat each other, when we say we treat each client differently, it's that we understand their requirements, we see their goals, and then we customize our plans to their requirements. And again, we are a one-stop solution for all your deals. Why so? Because our own international students, when they graduate, they would want to apply for post-graduation work permit, temporary resident visa, and even permanent residency. So we guide them to choose programs that could lead to PR, which is a very daunting and difficult task. Trust me, guys. Unlike other agents, we just don't offer you all the programs. We just offer you a bouquet of programs that, guys, we show you these programs, you'll get admission into any of the programs, and then you go to Canada. And that's it. Once you get your visa, the job is done, we don't take care of you. No, we are not with that focus, not with that goal. Our goal is to help you till the end. Yes, our fees may differ depending on the case we are helping you with. However, the sole reason for you to immigrate And in that goal of yours, we are here to support you till the end. So we work for you, not for schools. So guys, we do charge for our services. We don't work for free because our team is working really hard to meet the requirements of our clients. And this is why we charge fees, and this is why we don't depend on commission that we receive from schools. Because we are, again, as we said, we are very much customer centric. And the reason when our clients pay, it helps us to keep our business running and keep our operations running. So we don't rely on commission. And guys, once again, before you decide to work with us, please take a moment to go through our Facebook page reviews before hiring us to see what kind of cases have we dealt with. Okay. So yes. So regarding our client testimonials, these are just some of our recent clients who had very challenging cases. Like Rajesh Reddy had his previous open work permit, spousal open work permit refused, and he got his open work permit approved. It was quite challenging, but while I was in Montreal, I was able to go to the border and help the client, so he was able to get his open work permit. Mohan Reddy is a very recent client. Less than a week ago, he secured his permanent residency, and he's a resident of Quebec. So as many of you might know, or at least a few, that the express entry system is for individuals who are willing to stay outside the province of Quebec. However, we have been with this client, Mohan Reddy, for almost 3 years to help them with this process. And finally, he got his permanent residency. So he's very happy with his wife and his daughter, and now they can continue working in Canada. Rameshwari Bhoy, is the client that we just mentioned about, that she is 33 years of age and she had some challenges and she got a student visa, and now she's in Montreal. She got a visa in January 2021 or February, and she went to Canada in March, and she's again from Quebec. So we got the visa from that institution. Girikala also had a previous refusal, and she's also around 33, 34 years of age, and she got her study permit approved. Akash Patel was a visitor who was stuck in Canada, and now he had to leave, but we were able to convert his application to study permit while he was residing in Canada. Mohit Sharma is the client, which, just one second, guys. So guys, we also have a client who recently got his study visa approval 2-3 days ago, and that's Mohit Sharma, and he will talk for himself about his challenging case. Ishwara Devi is the client who had 19 years of professional gap. She's 42 years old, and we got her study permit approved, in September 2021, not very far ago. And now we are able to apply for her spousal open work permit. And again, she was a client from US. Because she was not able to immigrate in US, we recommended her the options through our partners. And then finally, we were able to make it happen for her. Akash Booth, if we talk about this client, we don't fabricate documents. We don't do any unethical work here. What we did, he had an incomplete bachelor's. He failed during his bachelor's because he wanted to study a program of his choice, but he didn't get a chance to join the program. What he wanted to achieve, but due to peer pressure, he had to choose a program that he was not interested in, and as a result, he could not cope up and he failed. So he left his studies incomplete in 2015. So after 5 years, we applied for his student visa again in Montreal, and he had two previous student visa refusals in Canada. His sister is a Canadian permanent resident in Canada, and still we were able to get his visa for January 2021, again in Montreal, Quebec at LaSalle College in this January. So, and now he's in Canada during this time. So because the client trusted us during the pandemic, we gave it a shot, and clients like Ishwara Devi, Akash Booth, Rameshwari, they all got customer success. So, and finally, we will talk about Suraya. So Suraya again is a professional. I'll show you here, please. Just 1 second, guys. Yes. Again, this is a most recent success for us. She was a client for summer 2021. She got her visa for post-baccalaureate diploma in business management. She has 8 years of study gap, already done masters in Canada, India, guys. She already has a master's degree in India. And even then, yes, we were able to get her visa in post-baccalaureate diploma. And she had job experience in different fields. So that was again a challenge to convince the visa officer that my experience is in a different domain. However, I want to study this program for my future. Yes. Sorry, just 1 second, Mohit.
Okay, sir.
Yes. So, and also the program that we have chosen for her helps her in future to become permanent resident, because she has chosen a 2 years program, and after graduating she would just have to get a job offer, and then she would readily be able to immigrate under the AIPP program. She doesn't have to rely on the express entry system. So this is how we plan, guys. So I would like to introduce Mohit Sharma now, our most recent client, whom we happen to work with completely online, and we were working with him since, I would say, 2-3 months or a little more than that. And I think I would give the floor to Mohit Sharma, and he would like to speak about his own experience. So Mohit, please go ahead. Thanks.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mohit. You can also turn on your camera.
Okay,
I think
sir.
we were able to see you.
Okay, sir. Myself, Mohit, and I'm from Jalandhar, Punjab. Today, I would like to share my experience with Root on immigration. So, first of all, I would like to share that how I met Mr. Ronak and his team. I found them on Instagram. Actually, I saw their ad regarding study visa of the a woman who was around 40 years old. Then I contacted with their team member, and then finally I met with Ronak sir, not at his office, actually virtually. He always like spotted me in each and every step. So here is my profile. I have done my graduation in 2014, and after that I have also done diploma in 3D animation. With the gap of 6 years and with two refusals, it was hard for me to get a study visa for Canada. I'm from Jalandhar, which is a hub of immigration consultants. So I went 4 to 5 offices in Jalandhar in my city, and everybody was, they were rejecting me to take my profile. Everyone said like, no, you should not apply, this will waste your money, and your profile is very weak just because of two refusals and low percentage, also gap of 6 years. Yes. I have been contacted with one of biggest immigration firms in Chandigarh also. I can't reveal their name because Ronak sir also know it very well. So they also rejected me that no, Mohit, you can't go to Canada because it's very hard for you to get a study visa. However, when I started discussing my everything like my profile with Ronak sir, he was sure to get my visa, but I was not sure. The reason for this is that he was, he lives far away from me. He was in Montreal that time, and even my parents were not sure that if I will get a visa or not, because a middle class family person, if he has to spend more than 15 lakh on study visa, and being North Indian family, and my parents, they were worried that no, you cannot like give case to him because he lives far away from you, we cannot met him also. But gradually when Ronak sir also he also did video calls with me, then I also talked to him. So Anjali ma'am, Priyank sir, they were also did tremendous job, and finally I have my visa in my hand. Actually, I got my PPR within, I think, 20 to 22 days only. Yes.
So
My file was lodged on 26th of March, and I got my PPR
exactly.
20th April only. So it was like a magic for me because कोई भी मेरी फाइल लेने को रेडी नहीं था, मेरी सिटी में, स्पेशली मेरे स्टेट में. तो I will always be thankful to Ronak sir and all the team Root on Immigration, especially. Yes,
Thanks a
sir.
lot, Mohit. Thank you very much. And
Welcome.
I just have one question for you, Mohit. Like,
Okay.
what institution did you receive the offer from and the program?
The institution is Trebes Institute in Montreal, and the program is Audio and Video Post Production.
Great, perfect. So
Yes.
yes, we were also able to secure visa in a month again from another institution in Montreal, and this is
Yeah.
very recently, guys. So again, thank you very much, Mohit, for your time and
Welcome.
also having your trust in us from Jalandhar while we could not even meet yet
Never,
so
sir.
far, and
I
we showed
I
yes.
don't know मतलब मुझे ये भी नहीं पता कि अंजलि मैम कौन है, प्रियांक सर कौन है. आपसे तो चलो फिर भी वीडियो कॉल पे बात हुई है मेरी.
Yes.
बट ये मतलब आपकी एक जो कहते हैं ना प्रोफेशनलिज्म बहुत है आपकी टीम के अंदर. सब कुछ ईमेल पे, लोकल एजेंट्स इतना प्रोफेशनल्स नहीं होते, वो जस्ट वर्बली बात करते हैं एंड दैट्स इट.
Yes, because for us, yes, हमारे लिए बहुत ही important है कि client should be informed of each and every stage, and it is also important because we work in a team. If you're sharing some details with me, it is equally important for Priyank or Anjali because they are handling your case too, and this is why
Yes.
the another thing, like, when did you receive my call for your passport request, Mohit? What time?
Around 2 a.m.
Yes. So guys, like, we really take our clients very seriously. So yes, we do have working hours because our team member also have their work. They need to balance their work life. However, they do understand the importance of the necessity of the hour. So agar aapke client, like if the client needs them at like 10, they are still available. They are working outside office hours too, which we don't highly encourage. However, what I'm trying to say is that we understand the need of the client and the moment of the hour. Okay.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mohit, for your time. Thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you soon then. Okay.
Welcome.
Thank
Yes.
you.
No,
Bye.
thank you.
Bye. So guys, finally we'll conclude our session now, and we'll take in your questions, and then after, guys, like, if you guys are really interested, we also have some offers for you so that you could book a call with us and we'll go with each one of you depending on the client criteria. So do you guys have any questions? Guys, Priyank and Anmol, do we have any questions?
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
Now, moving forward, if you guys have any questions, please post it in the chat box below. Or else you can ask for permission to speak up.
Yes, guys, please feel free. Whatever question you may have, feel free to ask. We'll take 5-10 minutes. We'll take 5 or 10 minutes and then.
Abhilash, are you there?
So, yeah. I see a question. So, I'll go through a question that I just see. From Deep Shah, it is, I and my husband, like from his wife, I and my husband both want to go for education and further want to settle there. What are the ways there that we can go? So if you guys are listening me, Deep and his wife, like, I would like, in order to know more about this, we would want to know, like, what is the level of education, in what domain have you been working, and also, like, have you given your IELTS exam? If you have previously given under the general module, it is still accepted by certain institutions of Canada. And depending on your score and your percentage of your previous education, our specialist can have a call with you. You could book a call after 5 minutes, and then after we can have a one-on-one conversation with you. However, like, you would also have to show your interest in booking your date very soon, because we would also like to work with very committed clients, guys. And as you said, what are the ways to settle there? There are different ways. If you have a budget of 20 to 25 lakhs for 2 years, it is great, because while you're studying, your husband can work and support you. Yes, as an individual, as a student, we recommend that you go alone by yourself first, and 2 3 years later, 2 months later, approximately, we can lodge in an application for the spouse also. Also, if you want that, you know what, Ronak, whatever may happen, we want to apply both together. We want to apply together for both of us. Then we can also do that, but the risks are a little higher there. So we need to have a one-on-one session there and discuss like how you would like to go. However, if you're thinking of work permits from outside Canada, guys, please don't even think. Why? Because at present we have so many international students who have graduated in Canada and who are living there. Why would the government approve the LMI applications for workers outside of Canada? Hence, yes, this is my recommendation that you should apply for study permit. Deep. So next question. So I think it was Vinita's question, I believe so. Yes. So I see another question, guys. Guys, could you please share the link to book the call? So guys, we have already posted the link. Is it in the chat? Sorry? Okay. So can, like, guys, clients, like, you could see some offers that you could, and you just have to click on the link below, and you could book a call with us. So yes, now let me check, guys. After Deep, we have how are job opportunities for BBA? So from Vasudev. So Vasudev, if you've completed Bachelor's of Business Administration, you know there are various options that you can apply under. Like I would say, business administration is a very generic domain. So you can apply under various categories, like under as a business development executive, or a sales consultant, or as an insurance broker, or financial advisor, or an accountant, or as an accounting technician. So there are various possibilities, and the salary range under graduates of these programs, they begin with like $35,000 per annum, and they could easily go up to $70,000-$80,000 depending on the experience you have in Canada. So I hope that answers your question. So yes, Kalpesh, he has the question. Please give your honest opinion for Quebec students. Yes, this is a great question, Kalpesh, and I'll be very honest. I have been living in Canada for past 10 years. And during this whole time, I have always been living in Quebec. Like since the time while I was in Canada, people would say that, okay, Quebec is a French province, it is difficult to live there, part-time job opportunities are less and all that, blah, blah, blah. However, I had this vision and I stick to that. And fortunately, I also got part-time job. I graduated in 2014 and I got my first job as a software developer in a French company where I was the only English professional. And I was hired at a salary of 50,000 Canadian dollars per annum. એટલે મારી salary 25 lakhs હતી annually 2014 માં જ્યારે હું graduate કર્યું. So to give you an honest opinion for Quebec students now, see what happened. I'll just give you a quick brief about this. Some fraudulent activities happen in Quebec at a few institutions in Quebec where they were working with fraudulent recruitment agencies. Again, international agents, unethical international agents who are practicing illegal ways to recruit students for those institutions. And not just that, they would issue their transcripts for students who would not even study in the institution. So like students, let's say you got a visa for Canada, you are inside Canada, but you're not even studying in the college, and you would get the transcript from the college. So you're working 5 days a week where you're not even eligible. As a student, you can only work 20 hours a week. But this is what they would do. And this is why the Quebec government got a hang of it. And to take control of the malpractices happening in the industry, they gave a temporary ban on CAQ during last December 2021 up until 31st March. However, good institutions and their students face challenges that why we should suffer because of other institutions. And this is why they lost the case in the Quebec court and they won. And hence, Quebec government had to start processing the CAQ applications again. So this thing happened smoothly, and now we are getting CAQ applications processed. However, the anti-fraud agency of Quebec and the government of Canada, now they are tapping into this student, the international education system of Quebec. And trust me, guys, Quebec immigration system and education department of Quebec and the Ministry of Immigration, Quebec and Education is very prompt in taking such actions. They don't wait for a long period of time like other provinces to take decisions. So I would say this is again in the best interest of the student that they took such decision. And trust me, guys, they haven't refused their visa applications. All they're doing is that they're waiting for the investigation to finish. And once they're done, they'll again continue processing their applications. And we are in constant communication with the schools. However, if you are a student and or your upcoming students, and if you want to change your programs, we could still help you changing the programs with other institutions. In the institution of your choice or in the institutions we recommend is best for you. We are able to do that. Okay. So Ajin has a question. Hello, sir. I have completed my BTech 2015 and my master's in 2019. Can I get student visa? Yes, absolutely. I don't see a reason why you should not, provided you get enough IELTS score of at least 6, ideally 6 each in all sections. So yeah, I would recommend you book a call with our team and we'll take it from there. So Simran, again, like you had the same question regarding the Quebec students, and I hope my answer gave you proper information. Sukhmandeep Singh, how long 18 months free PGWP is eligible for 1 year diploma in Canada? So yes, a great question, Sukhmandeep. So at present, this PGWP is valid until July 27, 2021. For now, it could increase, but I don't think for now it should happen. Maybe they may come up with some new programs after this, like the temporary 6 new PR pathways that I just discussed about during my webinar. Think about this. If you're an international student and you graduate, and after 1 year, hopefully you get a job and you get 1 year of work permit. Because see guys, if you get 1 year of work permit after 1 year of study, you can, if you get a good employer, they can still extend your work permit, but it would be a closed work permit for 2 additional years. So let's say आपको 1 year की work permit मिली और आपको job मिल गई 3-6 महीने बाद, so you just have 6 months of work experience. Then you can talk to your employer and he can extend your work permit for up to an additional 2 years. It is a lengthy process, but still this is also possible. So yeah, I hope that answers. So how long is the deadline for now? Is July 27th, 2021. Nathaniel, my program I want to study is business analytics. Please, will it be possible to settle after completion? Yes, depending on what province you have. If I understand correctly, maybe your program is from Cape Breton University, and if you'd like to speak, you could request, and we can allow you to speak to Nathaniel. And depending on the province, you can either immigrate under the PNP programs. I don't know what province did you study from, the length of your program. And depending on that, during your work experience, during a post-graduation work permit, if you get a job offer and you have 6 to 1 year of work experience, you are still eligible under the PNP program or the Federal Express Entry System. Okay, so yes. Keyur, sir, I have done my PG certificate from UK and now I'm in India. Okay. So what are the chances for me to get a student visa? Once again, Keyur, I absolutely don't see why you cannot apply for student visa. In fact, I want to recall for a student if we had done that already. Actually, we have a client for whom we have already applied for student visa. He's in New Zealand, but to immigrate in New Zealand is becoming hell lot of challenging. So that's why we have applied for a student visa in Canada. And the client already has 5 previous refusals, but we are yet to wait what would happen. And once we know, we can give you an answer. But yes, you can absolutely apply for student visa now because you're in India. So what it shows that you returned from UK to India and you did not overstay in UK. You did not exploit your visa. So your chances could be high depending on your percentage and your IELTS. You would need to see that. So Kevin, I would recommend you to book a call with us. Abhilash, I applied for a 1-year program which gives me a 1-year post-graduation work permit. What is the criteria to extend post-study work permit? As I just mentioned for a client, Abhilash, let's say you got 1 year of work permit. What you could do, you get a job offer, you start working with the employer and you develop good relations with them, and then you can ask them that, sir, I would like to extend my work permit. So it would be under LMI, that is one option, and under which it could be extended for 2 more years. Otherwise, again, I don't know whether you completed bachelor's degree or master's degree. I don't know what was your IELTS score. But if you have applied for permanent residence during this time and you have received the invitation to apply and you submitted your application for permanent residence, then there is a clause under the Canadian immigration system to apply for bridging open work permit. So if your work permit is expiring in like less than 4 months, then you can apply for an open work permit just because आपकी permanent residency की application submit हो चुकी है. That doesn't mean you got your PR. Even if you don't get your PR, you are eligible to apply for bridging open work permit, provided you are currently working on your PGWP. तो आपको 2 additional years की open work permit मिलेगी. Open work permit. So that's an option for you, Abhilash. Another option is that if you have funds, then you continue in another 1-year program right away and don't take your post-graduation work permit. Okay. So Anjali has a question on behalf of a client. Hello, sir. My wife completed her B.Ed in 2020 and has Cambridge International Diploma Teaching certificate in 2012. Currently, she is working as a teacher. Can we think to move to Canada on PR and student visa? Yes, absolutely. You can apply for PR as well as student visa, but what I would say is that you need to make sure that you have enough. If you're planning under any PR program, then you need to be aware that whether you have enough IELTS score, do you have your waste credentials ready, and do you think whether you are eligible under any of the PNP programs or PR programs, then you could apply. However, PNP programs are very slow. They easily take 2 to 3 years. So if you have time to wait for 2 to 3 years, then you could go for PNP programs. Otherwise, if you have funds to try for student visa, I would recommend, she being a teacher and she has an international certificate, she should definitely try to study. Why? Because more and more international students would come and settle in Canada after graduation, and they would have their families now. They would reproduce children. They would be making families, and they in Canada, most couples are working professionals, husband and wife included. So somebody should be there to take care of the children. So there is a program called Early Childhood Education. So as an early childhood educator, you can teach students from kindergarten to up to 12 years of age. So, and they are in very high demand. And early childhood educators are, again, during their temporary PR, the 6 new PR pathway programs that were launched, they are also introduced in that program. So think about the importance of such category. So think about this, look about your budget. If you have a budget, I would say at least a minimum of 14 to 15 lakhs, and better if you have 24 to 25 lakhs, then I would recommend the wife to study, and for the husband, we could apply for an open work permit, which if he gets for 2 years, he can also start earning. So I think that is I think I know the client. It's Ronak, Ronak's wife. Okay. So I hope, Ronak, I answered your question here. Hi, sir. Please share some information about CAQ and how much time does visa approval take under SDS stream? SDS stream under normal circumstances would take 20 to 30 business days, Anju. However, now considering COVID-19, they are not respecting that processing time. But for CAQ, it takes a month, 30 to 40 days. So yes, the sooner you apply, the better are your chances. Mayur has a question. So we'll take 2 more questions and then we'll be okay with it. And then, guys, we will encourage you to book the call so that we can continue later. So Mayur completed my BE in 2009 and at presently working. Is there any chance of student visa? As I said, age is not a limit in Canada as per Canadian Charter of Human Rights and Freedom. So if you're given IELTS, if you have a decent score in IELTS, yes, absolutely, you can give it a shot. But you have to try. You have to act upon it. You have to decide. The biggest decision that you need to take is act. People keep on thinking of going to Canada and they just keep on procrastinating. Guys, you need to think of this as a project and you have to act upon it accordingly. So I hope I answered your question, Mayur. Minhaj, which province has the best options for financial studies? I would say Saskatchewan, Ontario again. Then I would say Montreal too. These three provinces, yes, for sure. If you're talking about studies, yes, definitely. Montreal has a great chance. Vinita, I'm interested to apply as an essential worker. Can you help? Yes, if you're already in Canada, if you're given your IELTS and you're working, yes, we could absolutely help you, Vinita. Please book a call with us. Thank you, Kier, for booking the call. And Vasudev, during pursuing, what jobs can a student get? There are plenty of jobs you can get part-time. You can work any job part-time. Like it could be a cashier. Even you can work in legal professional fields. If you're a software engineer, you can work as a software engineer and earn $20 an hour. Part-time, there is no exception. Everything is included in most cases. Unless there are only exclusions to like you cannot work in a massage parlor and some exceptions are there that would be listed on your study permit. Okay, guys. So thank you very much for being with us on this call. And we would highly encourage you to book a call with us so that we can spend some time with you and see how we can help in the process. But guys, if you're really planning to go to Canada, once again, now is the time. So book a call and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you very much, guys, once again, and take care. So we'll keep the link open for next few minutes and then after we'll close the session.